Hi everyone, Marsha Custer, your completion coach here today to talk to you a little bit about test anxiety. Some of you may have felt like this guy right here, either in the middle of taking a test or maybe beforehand. There are two different kinds of test anxiety. One of them is anticipatory, which means leading up to the days of taking the test. And then there's the test anxiety that happens in the moment where you just totally blank out. Some of the symptoms are mental blankout, racing thoughts, having difficulty concentrating, or finding yourself telling yourself negative thoughts like, I can't do this, I'm going to fail, everyone is doing better, everyone's going faster than me. And so these things will all lead to a bad test score or maybe a dropped self-esteem. And so what we want to do today is talk about ways that we can combat that. So the first thing that we have got to do is learn about the test. Find out how many questions are going to be on this test. How long? Is it open note? What kind of questions will be on the test? Is it multiple choice? Is it essay? Is it true or false? You can find this kinds of stuff out by either asking the professor, talking to fellow students, or you can find out if you can email your fellow students using either the Blackboard email all users function or talking to your professor if they're comfortable with revealing other students' emails. So once you know a little bit about the test, then the next step is to make a study schedule. This can include gathering all of your study guides, getting together with a study group, making a practice exam, which we'll talk about later, or doing something like what we recommend at the Learning Center, which is using the 5-day study plan. This is a way to break down the material, and as you can see here, we've got the study plan breaks your material into 4 sections, and each day you write a new section and then you test yourself on that other section. I will be uploading supplemental information on this, and if you have any questions, you can email me as well. Okay, so after you've prepared and you've made the study schedule, the next thing you can really do is stay positive. Give yourself a little thumbs up and practice reminding yourself, I am prepared. You can tell yourself things like, I have a better study plan for this test than I did last time. I'm going to pass, but if I don't, I can bounce back. When stakes are really high, you can tend to get more anxious. And so reminding yourself that this isn't the end of the world and that a test is really designed to let me show that I know the material and it's not meant to trick me. So you've done all of this studying and you've prepared, and now you just get to show all of the material that you've learned. So stay positive. The next suggestion we have is to take care of your body. Getting plenty of rest so that your mind is able to focus and that you're not sleepy from cramming. Eating well is another way that you can take care of your body to make sure that you're totally prepared. And exercising, if that helps you stress relieve and if that's part of your normal activities, then continuing with that rather than just totally dropping off the face of the earth and only studying for 3 days before a test. It's good to keep with routine. So keep doing what you're doing. And next, we'll talk a little bit about tension release. There are a couple of different methods, and you can find your own methods that work, but finding that is really important. So one thing is a really simple deep breathing exercise, and that's just breathing in for 5 seconds and then breathing out for 5 seconds. And what I like to do is I like to put my hand on my belly and just make sure that I'm breathing deep into my belly rather than up here, because this is where your chest anxiety is. So I take a deep breath in and I let it out. And I make sure that it goes into my belly. Another tension release mechanism is this thing that they recommend in the test anxiety booklet in the praxis exams, which is actually to tense part of your muscle for about 5 to 7 seconds, like maybe your shoulders, and then relax it and feel the difference and start to notice that and just focus on that so that you're not focusing on your heart racing and, different things like that. Okay, so now we're just going to talk about once you're in the exam, what you can do to tune out distractions and stay focused. First, arriving on time. You don't want to arrive too early and psych yourself out, and you don't want to arrive late and not have a place to sit. So finding a good sweet spot to arrive on time is the first thing that you can do for test success. When you choose a seat, try to find a seat that's away from like high traffic areas. So if there's the area where everyone's turning in their exams, you don't necessarily want to be stressed out about other people turning in exams. And if you're taking the test at home, you want to make sure that you are in a comfortable place that you've practiced being in when you have practiced taking your exam, so that you have as little unfamiliar circumstance as possible. Have a plan and look at the whole test before you begin if you can, so that you know that there are no surprises. And then you will be a super tester. Dun, da, da, da. Finally, I just want to reiterate that practice is what's going to make you feel the best about going to an exam and avoiding anxiety. Practice with the amount of time that you actually have. So budget your time, how much time per question, which ones are most important. Figuring that stuff out in your study plan will help you practice more efficiently. Practice the test with no interruptions, as you would with the actual exam. Practice the test looking through notes if you're allowed. You don't want to be rifling through your open notes in the exam, so make sure that you know where to find things. Like I said, practice using breathing and relaxation techniques that we talked about, or things that work for you. And practice using positive thinking and reminders in the time that you are doing a test exam, because when you're actually taking the test, you want to make sure, oh, I know that these breathing relaxation techniques or this positive thinking has worked for me in the past. So this is it. These are just a couple of ideas we have about battling test anxiety. And if you have any other questions for me, feel free to get a hold of me at the Learning Center. And until next week, we'll see you soon.